Hello from Southeast Ohio Solar Haven. Once again, we're getting those nice sunny days and hardly any power usage from the house. It's 45 watt. It might jump down to 27, back to 18, back to 0. You can see where it started up when that sun came up, and now it's just ramping down. The rest of the day I'll have good power. Off-gridding at the same time. I know that confuses a lot of you at the same time, especially when I'm doing grid tie with a limiter and doing battery at the same time. It's a hybrid system. I can grid tie and be off grid at the same time. And with this system over here, I'm still, power inverters. It gives me that chance to be off grid. And I'm bringing in 1.3 kilowatt. I think that's what that was, 1.3. And that one's got 2.3. Not a very windy day. I've been doing some different experiments with that, off and on. I actually did some crazy stuff with that. 317 on that one, bringing in just feeding off-grid stuff. What I did on the wind turbine is I got two diodes here. As you can see, the big switch is in this position on this diode. That goes to the midnight charge controller. Then if I flip it down, I take it to a secondary diode, which is what I'm using on 12 volt, but it's directly tied to the batteries without a charge controller. And I got the idea from John Daniel. He does a lot of wind turbines. He's kind of a no BS kind of guy when it comes to wind turbines. So if you want to go check him out, very interesting personality. He has 2 kids on his channel, and they help him. And these kids, and it's pretty interesting what he does with wind turbines, really is. And that's where it gave me the idea of doing directly to it. And I've actually seen more power on 12 volt than I have seen on 24, so it kind of makes you go sometimes. More on that in the future. But yeah, I've been doing that. And right here, 18 watts. Now I'm going to take you over. I don't think I ever showed anybody the grid tie inverters. I got 2 grid tie inverters over here, and they're wired up very proper. But as you can see, that's what that one's putting out. Now this voltage right here, this watt meter, I don't find them very accurate. As you can see, this is saying 7 watt, 6 watt. You really, honestly do not believe you can go by these. That's the reason why I use what I use. And on that, and I got my, well, you can't see it, the cables are kind of combined right up here. I don't know why it's pulled through, but it is. But I have several sets of cables to test different things, but that's the grid tie inverters. And they come in on this nice big wire. Actually, this is 6 gauge wire, but it's a 4 conductor cable, so it's a 6-4 cable, big single fat cable, as you can see. I can show you what that conductor looks like. I got a box on top of it, but here it is. It's a 4 conductor cable. Very expensive wire, unfortunately. I think it was $180 for 50 feet. And Of course, walk you around this. You gotta like this sunshine today. And of course, all that comes through the brick wall. Now, I've got 2 sets of CT clamps on here, so you have to ignore it. The reason why I have 2 CT clamp sets is because of testing. But these 2 right here are my main CT clamps. And what it does, it measures the amount of power I'm using in the whole house. And in order for this to read correctly, you gotta have 1 CT clamp on one way, and then you gotta flip the other CT clamp. That way it reads the 240 correctly. You can't have them pointing to both directions or it will not read it properly. You gotta have one of the CT clamps flipped, because AC current is not DC current. Just remember that. DC current flows one way. AC current flows back and forth. That's why I call it alternating current. And DC current is called direct current. So that's something you got to remember about it when using CT clamps. And, you know, I got to get this buttoned up. But otherwise, today, take you out back, take you through my path of garage, because I got a bunch of stuff I still gotta clean up. Oh, it's bright out today, guys. Check that out. Oh, ain't that beautiful? These are the type of days we want. As you can see, not much wind. It's spinning, but that's about it. It's moving, but not making anything. But yeah, it's nice and bright today. Still gathering materials for my building. If you're wondering about this panel on the ground, that's my 12-volt panel. This one, I actually had a 135-watt panel on there, and I gave it to a guy that could use it right now, and lived in an RV camper, and I wanted him to have something. He helps me out and move stuff around, so I was like, take this with you and take this charge controller with you and hook it up to a battery. That way you'll have some power. But this here, this is like this panel here we're at. It's like the 6 right there at the end. In fact, it's the exact same panel. These are real nice panels, actually. Yes, right there they are. Canadian Solar 315 watt panel. Things are monsters. I absolutely love them. But yeah, I got, this was some of the material the blue panels are some of the material I got for free. So, working on my building eventually, and don't know if you can see the outlay of these little concrete chunks on the ground here, but it's kind of where I want to put this building. And I got these 6 panels, or 5 of them right here, but I'm probably going to end up using 4 of them, and I might just use the yeah, just 4 out of the 5, and then I might use this, the 5th panel with this other 2nd panel on a 12-volt system I'm doing, because I got a little 12-volt rig, my glorified phone charger, whatever, and I still got, I got some lumber here that was given to me. Got a lot of cleanup out back, it looks like, unfortunately. And that's gonna be fun. Hate that stuff, but yeah, it's a nice sunny day. Still got the solar rack thing here. I got to rebuild this one. It's looking kind of rough, unfortunately. But, you know, I'll rebuild it to a steel one. But yeah, woo-wee. That sun's bright. Love that bright sunshine. But yeah, that's what's going on. I need to get this panel here mounted somehow. I need to find a place where I can put it, and that way it's not sticking out here in the yard like a sore thumb. I'm probably going to bring it right next here. Now, I don't know if you can tell, but probably right where this blue metal is, I'll probably put a pole in the ground and make a mount for this and get it up off the ground. That way I don't have to deal with it. Well, you can hear it now. Don't know if you can hear it. Wind will pick up just a tiny bit and they'll just twirl there. Got a lot of stuff to check and maintain all the time. I do that every month. I'll come out here and check everything, check out the make sure all the mounts and the screws and everything are doing fine. Because you know, it don't hurt to check, because the type of clamping system they're on these. Metal does expand and detract, so it doesn't hurt to come out and check all your nuts and bolts and make sure everything's tight and not loosened up on you. We've survived some pretty good wind events this winter. Earlier this winter, I think I clocked, I think I had a 52-mile-an-hour wind gust up on this hill, and this whole setup stays right where she's at. 52 mile an hour, I mean, I know it's not a lot, but 52 mile an hour, that's pretty heavy wind actually. I mean, it blows that panel over flat on the ground. It don't bust it, but that's the reason why I said I got to get it mounted up. But it's clear blue skies here, guys. This ain't no joke today. So I'll have sunshine all day long. Love it. Clear skies. I don't even, yeah, there might be a wisp of a cloud over there. That's about it. Well, see, I come out here earlier and said this thing ain't running. I like that slow-mo on the camera when it's running 90 mile an hour. Fun stuff. But yeah, we're gonna be since the weather's starting to break finally, we'll have to dig a I don't even want to talk about digging more ditches in the ground, but I might be able to get my extra runs to a single pipe that I got. There's a 2-inch, or I can't remember, 1.5-inch pipe right here. It comes into the house just for my power, and I need to probably go with a secondary one. And I think once I get these other panels up, I think that's probably gonna be it for a while, because what I'm running now is what's going now is covering 100% of my needs, so it seems like. So once I put 4 more panels up, you know, there'll be 4 more of these big ones like I got down here in the end. So that'll be, you know, do the multiplication. That's going to be 1260 more watts. This right here is 1860, so, or 1830. Take that back. Well, let's see here. 1890. See, we got to do math pretty quick. So this is 1890 watts, these 6 panels. So that means 4 of them will be 1260 watts. So I think that'll work. an extra 1.2 kilowatt, 1.3. I'll be bumped up over about, I should be around 7.5 kilowatt. But that'll be nice, extra power. And then of course the separate 12 volt system. And the reason why I have a separate 12 volt system is sometime here in the future, I really plan on trying to getting on some low watt ham radio, or trying to maybe a 200 to 500 watt system. And when you key them things up, they use a lot of power. So gonna be prepared and have that on a battery bank with solar. So I don't think that'll hurt anything. But I hope y'all have a sunny day, and you know, use your precautions when it comes to this coronavirus. I'm not sure if it's going to be a worldwide pandemic. Is that what they call it? I'm not really sure. I mean, come on guys, we all know the government here in the United States, including the media, blows things out of proportion. I'm not 100% that in the mind thinking that the coronavirus is going to get us, but at the same time, I believe in the one main thing, and I don't believe everything the government tells me, because most of the time it's a bunch of bull. And I'm not saying it's BS, but at the same time, take your precautions, because you never know. I mean, we have just as many deaths every year when it comes to flu, and these type of viruses, what they attack is mostly older people and young children, you know, so you got to be careful with it. But and you got to stay vigilant, you know. Pretty much what I do is I don't go anywhere. I don't go out in the public or be around people when it's flu season. It's probably why I haven't had the flu in years. I think the last time I had the real flu was in 2006 or 2007. And I haven't had the flu shot either in probably 20 years. So you do the math, guys. Stay away from crowds. Stay away from a lot of people that introduces the flu. You won't get it, because people technically are not clean. If you look at our society today, we are not clean people. Not everyone washes their hands. You go to a restaurant, you go to the store, you don't know what they've done, you don't know what they've handled. And then, you know, you get your hands on a push cart or a door handle or whatever. So you don't know what's going on. So be clear and conscious about what you're doing, because you never know. Keep your hands washed. You know, nothing wrong. Take 5-10 seconds, wash your hands, get a soap, hot water. You know. Well, they say by rule of thumb, 20-30 seconds, wash your hands real good, you know. So, well, anyway, guys, I want y'all out there to stay, you know, stay up to date. You know, be cautious of your surroundings and their cleanliness. And I want you all to have a sunny day, of course, if you're on the solar world. And apparently it's getting the winds starting to pick up, so there you go. So y'all have a good evening. Like I say, down here in this little corner here that I never can point out right, where is it? Right down there, you know, click subscribe. You know, subscribe, like, tell everybody about my channel. And you all better have a good day. I'm out of here.